Donnie, can you touch a little bit on transportation, alternative transportation, Uber, and stuff like that a little bit?
Sure. Robert mentioned, Robert asked me to touch upon transportation mainly because that is my platform issue as Miss Wheelchair Maryland. So it is my pleasure to talk about that. One of the things I've had the honor of doing in the last year or so as Miss Wheelchair Maryland is to work on the issue of transportation, both on a national level with Virgin America under as the president of their Disability Advisory Committee, and also locally as part of the Montgomery County Taxi Cab Commission, and with local advocates in the DC area as part of the transportation equity and accessibility movement. I think that's what TEAM stands for, and it's a group of advocates that are really pushing the Washington Metro Area Transit Authority as they consider expanding on-demand transportation to think about things like Uber and Lyft and the fact that they are not fully accessible to people who use wheelchairs and are not able to transfer out of their wheelchairs. And so earlier this year, TEAM wrote a letter to WMATA and got some traction, and it has had many opportunities over the last 10 or 11 months to begin to push WMATA in that direction, to consider accessible options. The request for proposal and request for applications of companies that are willing to provide those extra services have sort of the request has been put out there, and they've gotten and in some of the guidelines they've asked for some of the things that we've pushed them on. So making sure that if someone like Uber or Lyft does provide service, that there are wheelchair accessible options. And as a matter of fact, in different cities around the country, Uber and Lyft are partnering with paratransit, so things like Metro Access, to provide accessible service. It's not, we haven't gotten it exactly where we want it to, because those partnerships are only good if there's accessible vehicles available. And I can tell you from personal experience, having traveled for work to places like Nashville and Seattle, that those vehicles are not available. So Uber and Lyft say they provide wheelchair accessible service in 12 cities right now. That is not the case. And so cities like Chicago and advocates in Chicago are actually filing suit against Uber. Access Living is right now in the process of gaining signatures, and I'm happy to share that information. They're trying to gain signatures from disability organizations around the country in that lawsuit and to push Uber and Lyft, what they call transportation network companies, to provide accessible service. They're called TNCs for short. So,
Can I put that information on the Google list there so people can find?
Absolutely.
And I assume they can electronically sign.
I would assume so. I'll forward you the information along with my PowerPoint. Does that work? So the other thing is that if it's okay with you, I would love to just take this opportunity asking for your transportation experiences because here's where we are in the state of Maryland. Was it last week or the week before? I had an opportunity to speak to the Maryland Department of Transportation as well as the Maryland Department on Disabilities about transportation in the state of Maryland and the lack of accessible transportation across jurisdictions. So for example, within Montgomery County or within Baltimore County, someone may be able to get around, but let's just say that I want to go from Rockville, Maryland to Baltimore in a reasonable amount of time and with reasonable reliability. And I see all of you laughing, so you know exactly what I'm getting at. That is not going to happen without multiple transfers and a lot of waiting around and the possibility of being left behind. So I had an opportunity to talk to them a couple of weeks ago and share my story and say that as I've been out and talking with the disability community that I'm not the only one that experiences these challenges and that my situation is not unique and that I would love to see more accessible options that cross jurisdictions so we can get around in a reasonable amount of time and with reasonable reliability. So if any of you have stories to share, I would encourage you and welcome you to share them either here or electronically. When I send the information to Robert, I can give my email address so you can send your story. But I'm speaking to them also on Thursday. The Maryland Coordinating Council on Human Services Transportation, they want to hear my story again, and I'm more than willing to share it. And I would love to take your story with you as well.
Okay. I think mobility to work every day
Takes mobility to work every day.
Okay.
because I work in Montgomery.
You work in Baltimore County?
Yeah. I live in Glenburnie.
Say that again. We heard you.
Lives in Glenburnie.
You live in Glenburnie?
Yeah. And they need to do something with mobility because they are not very reliable.
They need to do something with mobility, but they're not very reliable.
Yeah, we go one day, I waited 4 hours to get home.
You waited 4 hours to get
Yeah,
home.
and every we go, and a couple days. They didn't even show up until 9 o'clock. And by the time I get there, and time for me to come home.
By the time you get there, it's time for you to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of times they didn't show up till 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I used to go whenever they come. But now I'm not going to go into work until